Well, hello, I'm Dr. Julia Royson. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice, we shall sing, and we shall be glad in it. I am so glad and excited to be with you today. And just a few minutes of motivation. I've been doing this now for about 4 years. I really started, it's 4 years in February of 2024. So as long as He keeps giving me something to say, I'm going to keep showing up. So today he just said, all minds clear. And I'm like, all minds clear. And I know what all minds clear normally means. There's usually at the end of a meeting, and everybody's like, have you gotten all your questions answered? Are all minds clear? Has everybody got their instructions? Has everybody understood all the deliverables, the due dates, the task at hand, the goal, the mission, the objective, what your specific task is, what's the group task, what's the corporation's task. And so, but all minds clear. So all minds clear is means it's any problems we need to cover it until next time we meet, or until there's a revision, or until there's another email, or until there's another download, or until so God is asking you, all minds clear. So the scripture he gave me was I have set my face like a flint to do his will. Last week we were talking about decisions and making decisions and understanding there were choices to be made. But eventually you do have to make a decision. And when you do that, you have to focus on it. It's not going to be without problems. It's not going to be without issues. It's not going to be without things that you have to learn, things you may have to know. You may have to re strategize. You may have to go around some things. You may have to go under some things. You may have to go over some things. You might have to go even straight through some things and work on it. But you got to set your face like a flint to do his will, because you know he's with you, because the Lord is helping you and giving you guidance. That has to be like your overall theme scripture from moving forward, from this point forward. So you have to, your mind has to be clear on the direction and the goal, especially. Sometimes you're not going to know the little hills and valleys and little things that try to distract you. Ooh, as my husband says, when I get easily distracted, squirrel. But in the end goal, my mind is still clear where I'm trying to go, the direction, the end result, where I'm trying to get to. But I had to set my face focused, my face like a front flint, to be determined, staunch. That okay, and that's a problem. Why? Okay, yeah, that's an issue. Okay, well, we got to fix that. What are our options? What are our choices? You got to do that, not just in business, not just with the book, not just in a corporation, but you have to do that every day of your life with your family in your house. This is our goal for savings. This is our goal for vacation. This is our goal for peace. This is our goal for peace of mind. And you got to focus and set your face like that. So even though we're still in the first quarter of the year, 2024 has been 2024 and already. I mean, it started off boom, with all the things going on in the media, celebrities, just to get you off course. But then now this is to get you back in alignment. Even if you have to go look at your vision board, look at your vision, whatever, the goal sheet, the whatever you established in January. It's just now February. Last weekend of February, you got to realign and readjust and refocus. Because otherwise, if you look around, if you look at others, it'll take you off course so easily. So your all minds clear. Are you still? Is it cloudy? Is up there? You still trying to decide? Okay, that's fine. Listen to last week's. Go to my YouTube channel. Listen to last week's and figure out. Oh, okay, where do I need to decide where I need to go? But for this week moving forward, once you get that clarity of mind and that direction and that choice and that decision, all minds have to be clear. Now, will have to be adjustments and strategies made? Absolutely. So that's taken from Isaiah 57. We're using the Living Bible translation because the Lord God helps me. That's it, bottom line. Because all of your decisions and hopefully your choices will be made off of, number one, made a decision based on God, not me. Last week when I talked about coming back home from the Fortune 500 company and even writing my first book and even establishing the company BK Worston Publishing and even establishing Royal Medium Publishing and even the Book Business Boss, he gave me ideas and everything. I still made those decisions based on God and not me. Because if I based it on myself, I probably would never started a company. But I have, control issues. So I wanted to be able to control the table if I could. I wanted to be able to move the table and at least decide, make a decision. That's the reason why, I move the way I move, because I want to be able to decide and not put those decisions in other people's hands who don't know the backstory, who don't know the history, who may not be connected to God at all. So I make a decision based on God, not me. That's what we'll have to do. Because especially if he gives you a command and direction, it's all on him. When he told me to pack up my stuff, even though I was getting ready to pack and move into a nice house, I had a realtor and everything, and he said no. And so I had to go from an apartment to my mama's house for about a month till I got everything situated. Then back to an apartment. That wasn't the plan. That wasn't my plan. That wasn't my choice. But it was decision. I made that decision based on God and not on me. So that has to be a part of that clarity of mind. Not clarity that you know all the steps and all the pieces, but the clarity of mind has to be, I'm trusting in God. I can't rely on me, and I definitely can't rely on what's going on in this world, because it could change on a dime. Secondly, you have to be confident in the king of the decision. The decision has to be based on God, but I'm confident in God that he that has begun a good work in me is able to perform it. And my hope is built, as the hymn says, on nothing less than Jesus' blood and his righteousness. My righteousness is filthy rags. So what I can do, all power is in his hands. So I'm dealing with an omnipotent God. I'm dealing with an omniscient God. I'm dealing with the omnipresent. He knows everything. He's got all the power, and he can be everywhere at the same time. So that's where my confidence has to be. Okay. So even if, now this is a faith-based person. If you're not a faith-based person, this seems crazy. Like, I'm a human being, I'm a grown adult, I can make my own decisions. Well, you go on with that and see how that works out for you. Because it doesn't matter whether you're making it on your own decisions or God. There's going to be some repercussions, and there's going to be some consequences to your actions. Ooh, yeah, I know, I said it. So I would rather be confident in the king of the decision and be totally look uh, um, confused and look unorganized and look like embarrassed and be shamed and be shunned. I've done had all that happen, and say, well, well, why did you do such and such? I said, you have to go ask God. That usually kind of stops folks when you come with that. 'Cause I'm like, well, I don't know why. If I made it on my own, I could tell you, well, I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that. But when some decisions that have happened in my life, I can't talk about you. Maybe I'm just talking about me. But in my life have been based solely on the direction and the commandment of God. Not everything. No. Sometimes I've asked him and he says nothing. So that means I can make it. I can make the decision myself. And he's going to give me the guidance. And if I move in the wrong direction between option 1, 2, and 3, all of it's good. But if he tells me no, or sometimes he screamed it, no, so that I would know it was him, and don't do it. Even if it looked like a good thing, it wasn't a God thing. Now, some things, I don't, it's a no. But there are other things. So try it out on you. You can try it out on your own. But then there have been some places where clearly gee, what man possessed you to do that? My parents, if you ask me, I was like, you have to ask God. You can't, I don't know. I just did what he said. I just did what he told me. And if I'm wrong, okay, I maybe heard the wrong voice, or it may have just been a test. But I tell you what, I would rather be tested, and I've had it happen, tested by God than man. I'd rather be moving because God said so, even if it's embarrassing for a short period of time, even if I'm shunned or shamed for a few minutes and embarrassed and people laugh at you and make fun of you. But if I'm standing on, kids say I'm standing on business. If I'm standing on God's business, I know 8:28 Romans, all things is going to work together for good. So I'm confident that I made the decision based on God and not on me. And then I'm confident, my confidence is in Him. I live, move, and have my being. So then after that, if this is God's project and if this is God's plan, then He's going to give me provision, and then He's going to next give me the course of action. All minds clear? Yeah. He's going to give me the course of action. He's going to tell me the direction. And then when I get on that course and head to that direction, if He doesn't give me turn left like the GPS does, turn right, get in the second to the left-hand lane because you can return. You got 2 miles to your exit. Me and Mr. Royston, we live and die by the GPS. And sometimes the GPS be off and we be like, we know where we're going. But we have a course of action. We know what direction we're headed in. So you have a course of action because your decision is based on God. Your confidence is in the king of the decision, which is God. And then you have a course of action. And then after that, you got to be persistent and determined, come what may. A couple weeks ago, and you can see the replay on my BK Royston Publishing YouTube channel there too as well. Brian and I went live, and we were talking about happy 16th anniversary and all that of BK Royston Publishing. And again, thank you for all the comments, all the congratulations, all the support over the years. Every client, every person who supported it, bought a book, referred. Whether you bought a book or not, there have been several people that have referred people to me and that have blessed me. So but come what may, you have to, as the scripture said, I had to set my face like a flint. Because we talked about it, and you can always look at the replay on YouTube at the BK Royston Publishing channel. But Brian is a 9-to-5 guy. I was raised to be bivocational. Job in the daytime, and you always got a side hustle. My dad said the gifted should never be broke a day in their life because you should be able to make money from your gift. You should hone in your skills. You should always have something to sell. Always have something to charge. Those were his exact words. Always have something, JN, that you can charge. Your gift will make room for you. And a lot of that, the 16 years, Brian worked because he's only been retired almost 5 years. And so I had to really be seeing the vision, catch the vision, confident in the decision I made based on God, confident in God, sometimes on my own. Now, He always loved me and supported me. But this business thing, when is it going to finally make money? But I had to be persistent and determined. Come what may. Stay up late, get up early. Didn't sell nothing. Nope, didn't even sell a music CD. Sold nothing. Paid for a vendor table. Came home empty with the same boxes I had when I left. I had them same books when I came back. Same business cards. People smiled. Oh, that's so nice. And didn't pull out a credit card, cash, Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, nothing. Like the Peter, we have told all night that he said it's time to launch out into the deep. Aware. What? We are tired, but at your word, I kept going. I was persistent. I was determined. I kept going step by step, invested in coaching, invested in programs, invested in webinars, whether they were free ones or paid ones, and downloaded ebooks, but you have to be persistent. All your all minds clear has to lend that this is it. This is where I'm going. This is the direction I'm headed. And I'm willing to invest my time, my money, my effort, my intellect, my knowledge, my information, and the research that goes along with it. to get to the end. So I have to be persistent, and I have to be determined come what may, even if it is to lose weight, even if it is to write that book, even if it is to start that business, even if it is that nonprofit. And the reason why you know you can't stop until you do it, because it keeps you up at night. And, odd people will just say stuff and it'll just resonate what God has said. And you're in trouble. Strangers will walk up to you in the grocery store. People will pass by you and say stuff. You be standing there in line and you don't even know them. And sometimes they disappear almost like a ghost or an angel. Right? Because you have to be persistent. Your mind has to be clear of anything else. Now, last thing, well, next to last thing, almost next point is the end never wavers, but the strategies may change. So when your mind is clear, it doesn't mean you're void of any kind of thought processes and you're not void of any kind of hindrances or any kind of thing going on. You just got the end in your mind. You set your face for whatever comes and whatever may go. We found that out clearly, that the end has to never waver, but the strategies may change during COVID. There's a lot of things that we never thought we would do. We never thought we would roll up to the grocery store and lift up the trunk and people would put our groceries in the back, that they would do the grocery shopping for us. DoorDash and all the other food, Grubhub would deliver to your house from the restaurant instead of you getting in your car and getting there. I mean, there's just so many things that now is, Zoom. I didn't even know about. Well, I knew about Zoom before COVID, but I didn't know Zoom would take off to the way it is, and be almost, just a part of our lives every single solitary day. Just, masks. I saw people with masks, certain cultures and people with masks on when I was in Hawaii one time, because, but I'm like, when do I get that mask on now? Everybody got masks. I got boxes of masks. I got the strategies and the things that we had to be online. We couldn't be in person. It changes it. And so now that's not just in an emergency in a global pandemic. That strategy also has to always be incorporated and a part of it all the time. That has to be an option. Is it going to be an in-person event or a virtual event? Are we going to do this online? Are we going to allow people to buy in person and have an online store? The strategies may have to change. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, forever, and forevermore. The core of Jesus is never going to stop. The core of who God is, he never changes. He never loses 1 ounce of his power. Never. He's absolute. But the way he does things, it changes whenever he wants it to. His methods change. His power never. It will never lose. Ooh, that just dropped in my spirit. Its power. Come on. It reaches. It reaches to the highest mountain. To the highest mountain. Okay, I got to go on. I can't get caught up into that because my time is leaving. And it flows to the lowest valley. Oh, yes, that blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never, never, never lose. Da-da-da. It will never, 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 never lose. Ooh, it will never, never lose its power. It won't. And we're going to lastly keep moving into victory, because it never loses its power. Never. What God can do and how he does it, change all down. He never, ever, that'll never lose its power. I trust that helps you. All minds clear? You good? You ready? Let's move out. Let's go. That's what I tell my authors, and in the end of my blessings, peace, and safety to you. Let's go. Let's move it. Let's go. Let's make it happen. So Book Business Boss Consulting is out there available. If you need help with your book has either already been written, it's already been published, and you're like, I'm stuck. I don't know how to move it. I don't know. Yeah, let's go. Visit thebookbusinessboss.com, www.bookbusinessboss.com, and let's have a conversation. RoystonClasses.com for any upcoming classes. There will be some coming up in April. There's always opportunity for one-on-ones. You can register for those at RoystonClasses.com. And I will still be in the Atlanta area. February 27th, I will be at Riverdale Elementary in the Atlanta, Georgia area for the 5th annual BK Royston Publishing Book Fair. Did you know we do book fairs? Oh, well, I just wanted to let you know. The book fair at Riverdale is hosted and sponsored by the librarian, Dr. Brandy Turner. It's from February 20th to the 29th. And I'm pleased as punch for them to be there. Super excited to have an author talk on February 27th and check out the book fair. So look for videos and pictures from the book fair there. And then after that, I'm going back to Alabama. March 2nd and 3rd, I will be at the 59th anniversary of the Bridge Crossing in Jubilee in Selma, Alexander. Selma, Alabama. I've never been to Selma. I've been to Montgomery. I've been to Birmingham. I've been to Tuscaloosa. I've been to Huntsville, Mobile. I'm covering the state pretty good. But this time I'm going to be in Selma. I'm looking forward to that. Historically, it's a spot I need to be if I'm going to hang out in Alabama anytime soon. If Dr. Burnett C. Nettles has anything to do about it, I'm going to be in Alabama a lot. So 59th anniversary of the Bridge Crossing Jubilee, Selma, Alabama. Look for us. I don't know exactly where we'll be located, but there'll be a tent and BK Royston Publishing and the books and everything will be there. Brian Royston will be there, and so will Dr. Nettles be there too as well. Super excited about that. And then, of course, we'll stay in Alabama. Well, no, I got to go back to Atlanta one time. I'll be at the Georgia Education of Young Children Conference in Atlanta. I'll be there March 7th and 8th. And I'm going to hit them 2 hours back to Montgomery, Alabama on March 9th, 2024. Yeah, it's at Atlanta, Alabama, Georgia, Alabama tour of sorts right through here, at least for the next 3 weeks. And then I'll be back home by the week of March 18th. I've got an event to be at, and March 16th. So I'll be 15th, 16th, and 17th in Hawkinsville, Georgia. So yeah. Oh yeah. March 9th. So if you're looking for information in regards to that, I think there are a few more slots almost filled. But for the Montgomery Book Festival Writing Expo, we're going to have 2 workshops there too as well. So go to VernetteCNettles.com and register and look for more information there. I'll be talking about it, believe you me, more and more. And look for us on, I believe it's February 26th that evening. We're going to go live with some of the authors that'll be at the Montgomery Book Festival. So yeah, there's plenty to do. The rest of February, the first part of March, I'm going to be on the road. Looking forward to it, excited about it. So I trust that you have an excellent rest of the day. For all of my online stores and websites, go to JuliaAKRoyston.com. That is 2 A's in the middle. So it's JuliaA, another AKRoyston.com for everything else. You all be blessed. Have a phenomenal rest of the week and the rest of February. It's leap year. So there is February 29th. Can you believe it? Oh, by the way, on February 29th, I am going live for a special. I'll be posting that on my social media as well. I'll be on with 3 other phenomenal ladies who have nonprofit organizations. And we're going to be talking about having nonprofits. I, of course, have a nonprofit as well, BK Royston Foundation. So really talking about nonprofits, what they do, and how you can support them. So that's going to be on February 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, more church announcements. As they say, all minds clear, all minds clear. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Be blessed and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.